Live from downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News starts now.
Local cases on the rise in Kern County, and one hospital CEO is reaching out to the community. More on the video message that confirms the treatment of a patient there with coronavirus.
And social distancing being practiced on the front lines of first responders. We'll tell you how some firefighters are handling these tough times.
And if you have plans to stand in line at the DMV anytime soon, well, they're closed. Find out how you can still take care of all your needs virtually. Good morning and thanks for joining us for 23 ABC News at 6 a.m. on this Friday. I'm Danielle Kernkamp.
I'm Mike Hart. Glad you're here. Let's bring in CHP Officer Vaughn Kane, get our first check of the roadways at this hour. Vaughn.
Hey, good morning, Mike, and good morning, everyone. Not a bad commute out there. We've been reporting to you a couple of times this morning. We have a minor injury crash working on eastbound Highway 58 right at the Oswell exit. So if you are in the area anytime soon, just use a little caution. We just received word that they opened up all lanes there, and traffic should be getting back to normal here in the next couple of minutes if you are heading that way this morning. The good news is that's the only thing that's working right now. It looks like everything else around Bakersfield and Kern County is working great for your Friday morning if you are heading out and about this morning. Danielle, Mike, I'll give it back to you.
All right, thanks so much for that update, Vaughn. As we take a look at our radar this morning, you can see that storm starting to clear out of our region for this morning. You might see some showers in our desert communities and in our mountain communities, but for the most part, we're drying out today on finally Friday. We're at 41 degrees right now here in Bakersfield, just a bit cooler than we were yesterday at this hour. Now, as we take a look at the rest of the day for us here in town, you'll see it's going to be a cool morning with some clouds. We're warming up by noon and then hitting our high at 4 o'clock. Still below seasonal, but the sun will be out today, so we're looking forward to that.
Thanks, Alyssa. Now to an update on the outbreak in Kern County. Ridgecrest Regional Hospital is currently treating a COVID-19 patient. In a video statement posted to Facebook, hospital CEO Jim Suver said they're making the announcement out of transparency and assuring the community the hospital is prepared to treat a possible surge in cases there.
I want to assure you we're going to get through this. The hospital has been preparing for weeks now, activating our disaster plans to make sure that we can take care of our community, even in the event of a surge. We've been trying to get messages out to the community about social distancing, staying away so we can slow this horrible virus down.
Kern County for the coronavirus.
The CEO is asking residents to continue practicing guidelines and recommendations that include social distancing, washing hands with warm water and soap for at least 20 seconds, and staying home. He said the hospital currently has enough ventilators and intensive care rooms to treat a possible outbreak in Ridgecrest.
Meantime, local fire departments are now chiming in on how they've been impacted by the coronavirus pandemic. 23 ABC's Austin Westfall joining us live this morning at County Fire Station 65 in the Northwest with how they're adjusting. Austin.
Mike, following a dry winter and fire season fast approaching, I reached out to local fire agencies to see if the coronavirus outbreak is affecting how they respond to emergencies.
Basically, we're doing everything that people at home should be doing as much as we can, with the addition of responding to emergencies.
The Bakersfield Fire Department says their responses have not been hindered by the coronavirus outbreak, but that doesn't mean they're not taking steps to ensure the safety of themselves and the community. Firefighters are taking wellness surveys every day to ensure they're healthy, and they're having their temperatures taken every day.
We have made the addition of a gown that we will wear, or a Tyvek suit at times. Other than that, you may see us with a mask. You may be asked by one of us to put on a mask as a patient to limit exposure.
Last week, the U.S. Forest Service said they will be postponing all prescribed burns in California to prevent any effects from smoke that might further worsen conditions for those who are at risk. Prescribed burns manage the forest, eliminating brush that poses high wildfire risk. So without that effort, does that mean we're at bigger risk for bigger fires? The Kern County Fire Department says no.
The fact that they've made this announcement shouldn't alarm the community, because they have no doubt backup plans, secondary options. They will continue to move forward to make the community safe, just as the Kern County Fire Department will.
KCFD is taking many of the same precautions that Bakersfield Fire is. It's unknown how long this coronavirus outbreak will last, but what if it lasts long into the fire season? Is it possible for crews to social distance while fighting a wildfire?
In some aspects, 6 feet is closer than you would ever want to be. In other areas, it's too far apart than you would ever want to be. The bottom line is we're going to continue to evaluate the system, the situation, and we're going to respond however necessary for the safety of our community.
Now, both BFD and KCFD say that their training efforts have at least slightly been impacted by the coronavirus outbreak. They say most of their training is now taking place online. For now, at Kern County Fire Station 65 in Northwest Bakersfield, Austin Westfall, 23 ABC, connecting you.
Thanks, Austin. And the Department of Motor Vehicles is saying it will temporarily close all field offices beginning today. Officials say they're also canceling all scheduled appointments beginning today as well because of coronavirus concerns. The department said online services will remain available at its website and at available kiosks. Its phone lines will remain available also during business hours or via chat on their website. DMV said it will reopen on April 2nd with virtual services. Officials say employees have been training on a DMV virtual field office since Monday. The department's asking people who do not have an urgent need for DMV services to delay their visits, including applying for a Real ID. The federal government has delayed the need for a Real ID until October 21st of next year.
Many of you may have noticed a drop in the price at the pump. According to AAA, this is the second week of double-digit drops in gas prices as oil prices and demand for fuel have plummeted. Today's retail statewide average $3.12 a gallon for unleaded, 16 cents less than last week. An Auto Club spokesperson said with many people staying at home or working from home, gas demand has weakened. And the city of Bakersfield's also seeing a big change. Prices dropping 18 cents in some areas across the city or more. Right, Danielle?
Yeah, take a look at some of these prices. According to GasBuddy.com, the cheapest can be found at the on-the-go food store. That's $2.52 per gallon. That's the cash price. That one's located on River Boulevard and Water Street. The next cheapest is at Costco, $2.55. That's at the one on Panama Lane. You, of course, need a Costco membership for that one. The other Costco is $2.59. And above that, all of these cash prices can be found at the 76 on Flowers Street, the Central Cali Deli on California, or the Varsity on Baker Street. All of those cash prices.
All right, in other news, one person is dead following a single motorcycle crash on the West Side Parkway near Coffee Road overnight. According to the BPD, they got a phone call at about 8:05, sending officers out to the parkway just west of Coffee Road to reports of a crash involving a motorcycle. The rider apparently suffered fatal injuries as a result of that crash. The investigation has revealed up to this point that prior to the collision, witnesses tell police the cyclist was going westbound or eastbound on the parkway in excess of 100 miles per hour when, for unknown reasons, the bike left the roadway and hit a chain link fence. Right now, alcohol or drugs do not appear to be factors in this crash. If you have any information, perhaps you saw it happen, you're being asked to call the police department at 327-7111. Tomorrow's household hazardous waste collection event has been postponed and several county facilities temporarily closed down. According to Kern County Public Works, tomorrow's event in Lebec is postponed, as well as next Saturday's event in Tehachapi. Public Works saying that all county special waste facilities are now temporarily closed. Public Works wants the community to safely store your household hazardous waste until collection events and those locations resume their normal operating schedule.
And Magdalene Hope's Tee Off for Hope golf tournament has been postponed because of the COVID-19 outbreak. Magdalene Hope's a local nonprofit that brings awareness to the social justice issues of human trafficking and modern-day slavery. Tee Off for Hope was originally set for May 11th, but it's now being pushed back to November of this year. The nonprofit says all pre-sold tickets have been fully refunded. All right, let's bring Alyssa Flores in, get a check of this Friday forecast. A little chilly out there, Alyssa.
Yeah, a little chilly out there, and we're actually going to be below the average temperatures until the end of the weekend. Usually we'd be seeing some 70s this time of year, but that's not the case. So take a look at our radar right now. You can see we're at 41 degrees in Bakersfield. Pretty chilly this morning. 30s and 40s across much of the county this morning. We do have some freezing temperatures in Jabon Canyon. You're at 30 degrees this morning. Lebec at 24 degrees right now. So as we look at the temperatures that we'll be warming up to later today, you can see here in our valley, we'll be in the 60s for much of the valley for today, 53 degrees at the Grapevine. Taking a look at our mountain communities, you can see we're going to be at 38 degrees for you in Bear Valley Springs. Lebec looking to warm up to 45 degrees. Pine Mountain Club remaining in the 30s all day. You're only warming up to 38 degrees down there. And as we look at our desert communities, you can see you're going to be warming up to the 50s out there. We'll have much more on what you can expect this weekend coming up.
Good morning, everyone. If you are going to be using the Grapevine this morning via northbound Interstate 5, just north of Fort Tejon Road, we are receiving reports of a large piece of tire in the right-hand lane there. If you are traveling through there, watch out for that until we can get a unit on scene. We have CHP responding to try to take care of that as we speak. And back here locally, we'd reported to you a few times this morning, we have a minor injury crash still working on eastbound Highway 58 just west of Oswell Street. The roadway is now clear out there, but there is still some activity on the shoulder of the road, so just watch out for that if you are heading in that direction this morning. Everything else is looking good, just those two problems to report to you so far this morning. Danielle, Mike, I'll give it back to you in the studio.